The preferred reading, Stuart Hall, 1980, of the film I, Robot is to entertain the audience, which is typical of films. However, it goes further than this, and also informs us and in a sense cautions us of the danger of what could happen if we advance with technology. It entertains the audience by using a varying amount of devices that we will be discussing in the content section. The key idea of the film is that robots are taking over and they were originally built by the humans. It enables thought to be generated in the audience, and it warns us what could happen in the future. A genre is classed as a category, Chandler, 2001. The film I, Robot is an action/sci-fi hybrid that plays on both of these elements to entertain the audience. A hybrid is a genre in fiction that blends themes and elements from two or more different genres. The form of this film is a multinational feature-length film that plays for 124 minutes and is distributed worldwide. The style of this film is very futuristic. This is denoted to the audience through the use of robots and other key conventions of futuristic technology, such as flying cars. The general narrative of the story takes place in 2035 in a world filled with robots. A new type of robot is being released to the public. However, we later find out that there is a sinister twist to this, and these robots have found a way to bypass the laws and take over the world. The story then follows Will Smith and his investigation as a police detective and how he manages to stop them. This film follows Todorow's 1977 structure to the letter, which is typical of action films as it gives the audience a lot of content in the film and it can instill a variety of emotions upon them. The location in which this film takes place is Chicago, in 2035. This is denoted to us in the first few scenes. This is seen by landmarks that have been futurized. In this scene, the camera pans down from the top skyline to let us know that it is Chicago, although it is changed. And then it goes towards a lower level in which the people are walking on. After the enigma is presented to us, the lighting in this extract differs dramatically from the standard in this film that we see previously. It's encoded to suggest how the plot has taken a twist. The lighting is very low-key in the extract, which connotes a sense of dark and sinister series of events. The main character is Will Smith, who is a black protagonist and is a key image of action films. The robots are also a key part of this film, and they're sort of the filler villain that are there to be killed so there's action to be depicted. Sonny is also a main part of this film, and he is a robot character. He has a unique personality which is upon the majority, and he is the main focus of the film. One of the central props of this film is seen here. It is denoted to us as a metal bar, and it's a weapon used by Will Smith. It signifies how far he is willing to go in terms of violence to protect his own life, and also reveals that he has a robotic arm which is pretty significant to the audience. The costume that Will Smith wears throughout the entire film is the same. This makes it a trademark for the audience, so it's easy to distinguish who he is in the scenes. It's also from our time period, which makes it easy for the audience to relate to him. The costume is initially thought of in the pre-production stage with the costume team, and then it is shown to us in the production when filming is occurring. The use of non-diegetic sound in this film is encoded to influence the audience's emotions and how they view certain elements and scenes. For example, in this scene, we can hear the music. This connotes a sense of awe as it is very futuristic and can impress the audience. There are a lot of diegetic sounds such as the flying cars and the electronic adverts that further represents the futuristic style of the film. The music in the second extract is very fast-paced and dramatic. For example, when we see the odds turn in our lead protagonist's favour. And the sound changes to become a lot slower and louder. This connotes a change in emotion to the audience as the pace has changed and it has built tension. All of these sounds were incorporated in post-production through the use of Foley artists and soundtracks. Now let's move on to discuss the camera work and the relationships this has with the content, meaning and production process. First, we see a tracking shot in the film that follows the motorbike that Will Smith is on. This allows us to see the movement of the motorbike and lets the audience be inside the film and with the character and following them. The use of this tracking shot allows us to see the location that this film is taking place, which is different to the rest of it. This shot is done by the camera being placed on tracks and move along with the designated object or character as the prime focus. This is done during the production stage when the filming is taking place. The use of this tracking shot also links back with the genre, as tracking shots are a stereotypical convention of action films. In this extract, we see the use of a metal bar as an insert shot. This shows that it is particularly significant, and it connotes a sense of violence to show the audience what this scene represents. As you can see here, the futuristic-looking monorail was brought into the film by CGI, which is a type of special effect and editing technique that is done in post-production. This develops the narrative by showing off the futuristic elements that suit this particular genre, and adds verisimilitude to the opening scene. Another editing technique is the use of slow motion, which we see here. This is brought in at post-production, when the editors go over the footage in order to improve it visually, and makes the audience feel a certain way. The slow motion here is brought in particular to add dramatic effect and also make the scene more significant, as it's Will Smith's encounter with an evil robot.